Hello, my dear children. So let's continue with what we started last time. That is chapter capacitor. Children, in the class today we will study energy stored by capacitor. We will study energy density. We will study law of sharing of charges. And finally we will come to know the force of interaction between two plates of capacitor. Energy of capacitor. Children, when a capacitor is connected across a battery, the potential difference across whose terminal is V. One plate acquires positive charge, the other plate acquires negative charge. There is a uniform electric field set up between the two plates. And this uniform electric field which is set up in the space in between the two plates create energy space. And in this energy space, energy is stored. And this energy stored by the capacitor is called as its potential energy or simply energy of capacitor. Well, what is this energy stored? For that we have to refer to this graph. We know charge given to a capacitor is directly proportional to potential difference across the plates of capacitor. Q is directly proportional to V. Therefore, if we make a graph between charge and potential, it is a straight line graph. We have already studied this. Well, the final value of potential difference between the plate is V and final value of the charge over the plates of capacitor is Q. This charge grows exponentially and final value of charge over the plates is plus Q and minus Q and final value of potential difference between the plate is V. Well, at any instant when the potential difference between the plate is small v, the value of charge over the plate of capacitor is Q. Let us say, this is an assumption, at any instant when the potential difference between the plate is V, the charge over the plate of capacitor is Q. That Q is equal to CV. And when, as the potential is increasing, and when potential increases and becomes V plus dV, we can assume that the value of charge remains constant, does not increase. Why? Because this dV tends to 0. So what is work done in the process? Work done in the process is going to be the constant value of charge and the potential difference dV the charge is subjected to. This is work done in the process. Well, Q is equal to CV. We substitute the value of Q as CV. What do we get? CV dV. So this is work done. This is a very small value of work done when charge Q is subjected to a potential difference of dV volt. Now, if we wish to find out total work done, we have to integrate it. Well, the variable is here potential, so we have to integrate it with the limit of voltage from 0 to capital V. And after integration, we get the total energy of capacitor. And what is that? U is equal to CV dV integration from 0 to V. So V dV integration from 0 to V. C is a constant. Is what? V square by 2. If we solve the limit, what do we get energy as? 1 upon 2 CV square. This is energy stored by capacitor. Well, we know Q is equal to CV. So for 1 CV, we write Q. So we get 1 upon 2 QV. And we know that V can be written as Q by C. Therefore, if we write here Q by C, it becomes Q square by C. So these are three different forms of the same energy, which is energy stored by the plate of capacitor. There are many ways we can find out this expression. Well, energy stored by capacitor is stored in this space in between the two plates. This is called energy space. And the value of energy per unit volume of the space between the two plates of capacitor is what is called as energy density. So energy density is defined as energy per unit volume of the space it lies in. What is energy? Energy is 1 upon 2 CV square. And what is the volume of the space where it lies? Volume of this space is going to be cross-section area of the plate into separation between the plate. That is the volume of this space. So 1 upon 2 CV square is stored in this volume. So energy upon volume. Well, what is C? This C is epsilon naught Ka by D. This V square is written as it is and AD is written as it is. Well, if we solve it, this A cancels out. What do we get in the numerator? Epsilon naught k V square. In the denominator we get 2D square. So V upon D are written together with power 2. And this V upon D is electric field between the two plates of capacitor. Therefore, energy density is going to be 1/2 epsilon naught k into E square. So what is important about this formula is the fact that energy density is directly proportional to square of electric field intensity. Well, electric field intensity is constant here, therefore energy density is also constant here. Wherever there is electric field, well, that region of electric field is energy space, and energy density, that is energy point volume in that space, is variable if E is a variable. Remember, this is very important here. Energy density is directly proportional to square of electric field intensity. Children, now we are going to discuss law of sharing of charges. When two conductors or two capacitors having charges Q1, Q2, potentials V1 and V2, charges Q1 and Q2, and potential difference V1 and V2 are connected to each other. When two conductors or capacitors are connected to each other, charges over them are redistributed. Charges over them are redistributed, and this redistribution continue until both the conductors acquire same value of potential or both the capacitors acquire the same value of potential V, and this potential V is called as common potential. Well, this concept is very similar to the concept of, say, gravitational potential. Let us say we have two different containers and they have liquid up to different levels, and if both the containers are connected from below, what will happen? The liquid will flow from one container to another, and the flow will continue until both the containers acquire the same value, same level of the liquid, and this same level of the liquid is called as liquid with same gravitational potential. Similar concept can also be seen in thermodynamics. When two bodies having different thermodynamic potentials, that is different temperatures, are brought in contact, the energy flow from one to other and the flow of energy from one to other continue until both the objects acquire the same thermodynamic potential. That same thermodynamic potential, which is common potential, is called as temperature. Same way here, if two conductors or capacitors are connected to each other, charges over them are redistributed, and this redistribution continue until both acquire the same value of electric potential. That electric potential is called as common potential. Well, let's find out this common potential by law of conservation of charge. What is initial charge? Q1 plus Q2. Q1 plus Q2, that is the value of initial charge. What is the final value of charge? This is Q1 dash, this is Q2 dash, and here also the charges are what? Q1 and Q2 dash. So Q1 plus Q2 is initial charge, Q1 dash plus Q2 dash is the final charge. What is Q1? C1 V1. What is Q2? C2 V2. What is Q1 dash? C1 into V. What is this Q1 dash? It is C1 into V. What is Q2 dash? C2 into V. We can take V common and change the side of C1 plus C2. What do we get? We get V as C1 plus V1, C1 V1 plus C2 V2 upon C1 plus C2. This is the formula for common potential. Don't cram the formula. Don't cram the formula. Just remember the concept, law of conservation of charge. Yes, children. As the charges are redistributed between conductors or capacitors, energy is lost, and this energy is lost in the form of heat, light, and sound waves. So there are three different forms the energy is lost. During the redistribution of charges from one conductor to another, energy is lost. So what happens? Final energy, total final energy left with the system is less than the total energy initially with the system. What is system? System consists of conductors or capacitor. So loss of energy is UI, total initial energy, minus total final energy. What is UI? UI is 1/2 C1 V1 square plus 1/2 C2 V2 square. What is final energy? Final energy will be what? 1/2 C1 V square plus 1/2 C2 V square. 1/2 C2 V square. Well, Since we are subtracting it, we get minus sign at both places. Now if we take v square common, we get 1 upon 2 c1 v square plus 1 upon 2 c2 v square minus 1 upon 2 c1 plus c2 times v square. What is v? V is this. If we substitute this value of v here, what do we get? 1 upon 2 c1 v1 plus 1 upon 2 c2 v2 square minus 1 upon 2 c1 plus c2. c1 v1 plus c2 v2 whole square upon c1 plus c2 whole square. See, 1 power of c1 plus c2 cancels out here. Here we get 2 c1 plus c2. If we take the LCM is 2 c1 c2. And if we solve this expression, what do we get in the numerator? In the numerator we get c1 c2, and in the bracket we get v1 square plus v2 square minus 2 v1 v2. And if we solve it further, what do we get? 1 upon 2 c1 c2 upon c1 plus c2. And what is this? This is v1 minus v2 whole square. Or you can say v1 difference v2. So this is the value of loss of energy during the redistribution of charges, as the charges are shared between two different conductors or capacitors. Children, let us know what is force between the plates of capacitor. Well, we know that one plate has positive charge, other plate has negative charge. So obviously they are going to attract each other. But what is that force of attraction? That force of attraction is going to be worked out. This plate has charge plus Q, this plate has charge minus Q, and the separation between the plate is what? Small d. A is the surface area of the plates. A is the surface area of the plates. And the space in between the two plates has dielectric constant K. So what is force between these two charges? Remember, these are not point charges. These are not point charges. Had these been point charges, the force would have been what? 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. Q1, Q2, that is Q square upon R square. But remember, these are not point charges. These are charges over surface. This is the conducting plate. This is also conducting plate. So these are surface charges, and the surface charge density here is sigma, and surface charge density here is also sigma with negative sign. So what is electric field because of a surface charge? Electric field because of, say, this surface charge at any point close to it, what? Away from the charge. Do we know this? Electric field because of any surface charge distribution is away from the charge, and the value of electric field intensity is what? Sigma upon 2 epsilon naught K. This is what is the electric field due to this positive surface charge distribution at a point close to it, or at a distance d from it. D is, remember, very small distance. Now, if charge Q, see, this is minus Q charge. This is minus Q charge placed in this electric field. And we have already studied that when a positive charge is placed in electric field, it experiences force in the direction parallel to the field. When a negative charge is placed in electric field, it experiences force in the direction opposite of the field. So this is negative charge, minus Q, placed in the electric field which is towards right. So this minus Q charge in electric field towards right will experience a force towards left. Will experience a force towards left. And what is that force? That force is going to be QE, Lorentz electric force. We have already studied. So F is equal to QE, the force acting over this plate, which is towards left. Well, what is E? E is sigma upon 2 epsilon naught K. And if we substitute the value of sigma as Q upon A, what do we get force as? Q square upon 2 epsilon naught AK. So this is the value of force between two plates of capacitor. Remember, this force is directly proportional to square of charges, and this force is inversely proportional to area of the plates, and of course it is inversely proportional to dielectric constant of the medium in between the two plates. But one thing very, very important, this force does not depend upon distance between the two plates. Why? Because electric field due to surface charge distribution is independent of distance between the two plates. Well, what is force because of this plate here? Well, this is negative charge. So because of negative surface charge, electric field would be where? Electric field would be towards negative charge. This is electric field towards negative charge. This is negative surface charge, and electric field because of negative surface charge is towards that charge. Now only towards. But this is positive charge placed in electric field towards right. So what is the direction of force over positive charge? Direction of force over positive charge is always in the direction of electric field. Therefore, force over this positive charge would also be towards right. Would also be towards right. This is force over this positive charge. Both the forces are going to be what? Equal in magnitude, and opposite direction. So force over this plate is also F, and this F is also going to be the value of charge into electric field. Electric field is as usual going to be what? The same. E is going to be same, that is sigma upon 2 epsilon naught K. So force is going to be QE. You substitute the value of E and solve it. The expression of force comes out to be same. So force doesn't depend upon separation between the two plates, and of course, since the forces are towards each other, the forces are what? Attractive. So with this we come to the end of today's class. We'll meet shortly, very shortly again with the final topic of this particular chapter. For the time being, this is all from my side. Thank you very much and God bless you all.